What's on, guys? Cuz Crypto here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the markets today, seeing how everything's going within the cryptocurrency space, and any recent news kind of out there in crypto. Anything in this video isn't financial advice, it's just a guy who loves cryptocurrency and loves to chat. So, let's start off with the market cap of the cryptocurrency space is at 3.44 trillion. So again, nothing really happening at the minute, reasonably flat. That's okay, guys, time to accumulate. Fear and greed is it's gone down slightly. We're coming back into kind of neutral territory there, and altcoin season up 27. So looking here, Bitcoin trading at 108,800, nearly 900, and on the daily, again, reasonably flat, even on the weekly. However, Ethereum now trading over $2,700 at the current time of recording, and is up 3% on the daily as well, which is great to see for Ethereum. We're starting to see that transition a little bit where, Bitcoin's had its little pump. So little pump, it hit all-time highs, but it's had that bit of an, bit of liquidity pump into it. And hopefully now we start to see Ethereum to try and break that $2,800 range to then get past $3,000, which is really what we'd like to see for Ethereum. And then obviously with other projects in Ethereum that are on the blockchain, hopefully then they will do well as well if Ethereum is doing well. XRP is pretty flat as well. I mean, on the weekly we're down nearly about 4.68%. But yeah, nothing to really report on any difference at the minute. I mean, SUI down 7.24% on the daily, on the weekly, sorry, but on the daily reasonably flat as well. Hyperliquid down a little bit on the daily, but not anything significant. But as you can see, everything now kind of evening out. No real large movements in price action in most projects. Monero obviously down 2% on the daily and 15 and a bit percent on the weekly. So a bit of significance there. But like I said, Ethereum's gone up 3%. Pepe, its beta, up nearly 5%. So always good. But again, like I said, when Ethereum comes down, a Pepe will fall a bit harder. So let's have a little look into the charts and see what's going on with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, like we said, at the minute trading at 108,800. So in the last kind of 12 hours, we've come from that 106,800 up to 108, nearly 109. So I think that's about a 2.5 to 3% increase, isn't it? Near enough, like 1.5% increase. So Bitcoin holding pretty well above the 106,000 mark. Where we again haven't got much support or resistance because we haven't really been at this price range for long prior to the all-time high. But at the minute we are holding above that 106,800 really well, and on the daily as well. I mean, on the daily candle close, we were above 108, which is again great to see. So that's what we want Bitcoin to hold, these kind of ranges whilst it accumulates a little bit. If it accumulates for a bit, that's fine, but again, I feel like we could see another pump coming hopefully into the June, just due to the Bitcoin conference being done, tariff news as well about Trump, and possibly the fact that he's doing illegal tariffs, and Congress have kind of trying to basically state that it was illegal for Trump to try and pursue. But let's go back to the 4 hourly and look at the EMAs. So on the EMAs, so on the kind of 50-day EMA at the minute, Bitcoin is tricking along it really, but it's well above its 200 daily moving average, which is again, we're kind of in a bullish sentiment there. Again, with the green cloud above the 200 daily moving average, and just tinkering along the 50 days. So we're probably just testing a little bit and just accumulating around this range at the minute. Bitcoin dominance. So again, altcoins did see a little bit of a push in price action from, was it yesterday around here, down. It came down to 63.5%, but we're near enough back up. We're coming back up to near 64%. And well, let's go into Ethereum. So Ethereum currently at the minute trading above $2,700, which again has been forms of resistance for us. But as we can see here, daily candle close, were we above? Let's have a look. So just below. So on the daily candle close, we are just below. So over today's candle, we can break above that 2,700, hopefully even push up to, again, that wick, $2,780. It's kind of the range we're always getting to. To get above that 2,800 is a significant level of resistance for Ethereum. To be able to use this, I mean, I feel if we get the daily candle close above the 2.7, most likely it will also be above the 2.8. Because we are fighting with that 2.7 resistance quite a bit at the minute. But I mean, realistically, trading well above the 200-day EMA. The cloud is red, but again, hopefully that should turn to green. And let's have a look. See here. Where are we to? There we go. So fine. And then with XRP, also XRP is looking like on the daily we did close just above that $2.30 range. So we're still holding it, but we're just holding the line, and it's kind of that 50-day EMA there for XRP. Again, well above the 200-day moving average. But at the minute, XRP is still holding above $2.30 on the daily. If we go back to the 4-hourly here, so let's have a look. So right here we're looking at kind of, again, we wicked down to $2.22. Again, for me, great buying opportunity. I thought I didn't add any spot bag, but because I was expecting to hopefully go down to 220 and get some in there. But if we drop below again towards the kind of 215 range, that's where I'll probably look to, because we might wick under but still close above the 220, or we might come back up to 230. But with XRP at the minute, we need to get above that level of $2.45. Once we break the $2.30-45, I feel there's going to be some positive momentum for XRP. And as you can see with XRP, the 200-day and 50-day moving averages are quite closely, they're trading quite close together at the minute, just because XRP has been accumulating quite a bit in price action over the last 3 to 4 months. Again, we've had these highs of 260, even when Trump announced the strategic reserve supposedly of XRP, Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin. We had a wick up to basically $3, but we fell right back down. That's back in the start of March. But the price action averagely has been accumulative around the 235 mark, I'd say. Solana again looking reasonably strong. We're not trading below that 170 mark. We're wicking a little bit below it, but actually just slightly, not really much. This is on the daily, guys. So. But I mean, moving averages go, we are above the 50 and the 200, which is the 200 and the 50, which is great to see. So Solana holding price action really well, and it's trading above the average prices of the moving averages. Again, realistically, this $180 mark level of resistance, we got to break that for Solana. Again, Solana's news, like I said, the MetaMask partnership is good for it, and institutions are looking to develop on the blockchain of Solana, as BlackRock have stated. But at the minute, Solana holding really well, and at a market cap of around, what's the market cap of Solana? Around, I think, 80 billion, 85, 90 billion, looking quite good. And then also, I just want to go into Hedera a little bit, because again, a whole lot, love my HBAR. Bang, look at those. The 50 and the 200-day movement average is near enough the same. So could Hedera be really, largely accumulating here? Down here, I loved buying it up. Again, haven't looked too much, with Hedera, I don't think many people are looking to, there's some institutions looking into it, but retail-wise, there's not a significant amount at the minute. But I feel Hedera is one of those projects which is very underrated. and it can move quickly. So again, up from the tariffs 50% to now, we managed to get up to where are we to? So go from here. So about 100, is it 90? Yeah, 85% near enough. From the tariffs to its recent high of the last couple of weeks. But Hedera, very underrated. I think it's just in a massive cumulative phase over the kind of last month. So we could be looking possibly for a possible breakout on Hedera once Bitcoin gets moving a little bit. I mean, have we got any touch points here? Let's have a look. So going like this. Not a significant amount, but maybe kind of from this area here over the last couple of days, whether we can kind of break above this kind of wedge here. So we can come like this, maybe, or maybe like this. Yeah, I mean, again, that's a bit tight, to be fair. But again, with Hedera, I think a very underrated project and has a lot going for it. Obviously, it's got its AI involvement, RWA involvement, partnerships with Chainlink. Again, a very underrated kind of project for me. Ondo as well, haven't looked at, again, I look at Ondo quite a bit, but I haven't talked about it much on the channel. But Ondo, I literally put in for a leverage trade just because, like I said, my Chinese Andy I bought, averagely around, I'd say $50,000 market cap. When it was down at $30,000, I remember I had about £23 or £24 in it. I sold, how much I sell, about 80% of it on my Coinbase wallet. I've still got 20%, and that's about £350 worth at the minute. But if we go down, I'll show you here. Where are we to? Let's get to there we go, Chinese Andy, so Andrew. So again, up on the 24 hour at 142%. Again, guys, these are very risky projects, but again, at the minute, we've got a market cap of 2.5 billion. So I was buying in. Let's go to the market cap and let's go to the yearly. So I was buying in around here, and it's about 30, I'd say around between 84 down to $40,000. So I was putting like a £5 a month. I was thinking I need to put other capital into other things, but with this, I managed to make around £400, and I put it onto my leverage trades, and currently they are not doing great. Luckily, the leverage I have on it. So again, I put in for an Ondo yesterday, and currently it's pretty flat at the minute. As you can see with my Aero 3x leverage, down 29% of, and a liquidation price of 45 cents. XRP liquidation $2.07, well, basically 8 cents, and SUI at $3.07 liquidation. But as you can see, I put in quite a bit here. SUI I put a 5x, XRP put a 10x. Again, if XRP, again, 27% of my, 21%, apologies, of my leverage trade currently in the red. I'm not too concerned, I'll be honest. I'm looking at, actually no, I am slightly, again, realise PNL is in the red, but I'm not too concerned about my XRP. SUI, again, I'm not too concerned, because if we go into the chart of SUI right now, wrong page here. So let's go here. So again, on the holding well, just let you know, so 90 cent is kind of the good level of support. We want to really break, once we break the $1 mark again, we'll probably push on to that level of resistance of 112 and hopefully push into the rooms of 130. Again, a strong project, Ondo, one of the best real world assets out there, and a market cap of 3 billion. You can't go wrong. Not financial advice, I am holding a fair bit of Ondo, and I love the project. So SUI over the last kind of, let's go to the hourly of SUI. Let's have a good look what's going on. So zoom right in. I have to zoom that far in. So there we go. So zoom out a little bit there. So currently, again, this is yesterday evening. We're looking at around from, let's go from here, because that was just shy of 2 days ago, where we went down to $3.42. And let's say we go to now, we are up 8%, 8.8% on SUI in the last 2 days. So of all the volatility that has been happening with SUI because of the sell-off, I mean, we went down from this $4.20 down to $3.40. And again, guys, in basically nearly 18.5%, I'd say, down. But we are starting to reclaim ground again. And again, like I said, my leverage trade, I'm confident on SUI. I reckon SUI is going to break past this $4.20 mark once Bitcoin starts to get moving, and the Bitcoin dominance then starts to come down a little bit. Because once the Bitcoin dominance breaks, we're looking at then possibly, altcoins will take off, but then US projects like your SUI, XRP, Ethereum, your higher cap alts will start to move, and then gradually that will then feed into the lower cap alts. But again, in this market, a lot of people are saying it's institutional. I feel most cryptocurrencies will do, I'd say, reasonably well. Like, you might get like a 1.5, 2x on some, but then your ones that are like institutional involvement and have utility and are going to be utilized integrated into society and into general day life, they're the projects that are going to do really well, and they're going to see the highest injection of liquidity. So that's like your Chainlink, your SUI, your XRP, your Hedera, all these projects, and your Ondo. Ondo's definitely going to be one of them. Tokenizing loads of things like gold, real world assets like estates, cars, anything like that, watches, watch out for. But then again, so let's look at there we go, BitTensor, Tau. So BitTensor currently at $430, and BitTensor at the minute again on the hourly trading below the 50 and 200 day moving average, but on the 4 hourly I feel looks quite strong. Let's have a look. Yeah, so trading well above the 200 day moving average, just below the 50 days, so we might retest that at some point. But again, with Tau, we've had some significant moves over the last kind of couple of weeks. I mean, if we go back to this move here, well, let's start just here. So where we were having levels of support around the 350, but let's go from 350 to where we are now. We are up 21%, and at those highs, you're looking at 20. Let's go a bit higher if we can. There we go. So you're looking at about 22, 23% from here, and even to the lows of, let's go down a little bit here. So back down to here, I mean, we are up 100%. So BitTensor Tau, a very good project of mine as well, which I hold, but again, looking very good. So guys, what's going on in the cryptocurrency space? So at the minute, Trump files for appeal after federal court blocks tariffs. So Trump's on one, and he's not going to let anything slide. He's going to make sure that, he is not saying belittled, but that he is seen as a figure that's not to be messed with. So when it comes to the tariffs, and let's say if more are implemented at any point, again, we don't know what he's going to do. If he's able to surpass and go past the federal court of this, you never know with Trump. He is a character that he has no quit in him. You've got to give him that. But I feel like he's going to try and pursue it and make sure then he's basically making a stance and making sure that whatever he says goes, and he's trying to prove a point. But then, so 21 shares files for a spot Dogecoin ETF. So how about that? Dogecoin holders probably enjoying that. Not much price action at the minute. Even if any ETF news gets chucked out there, I don't think the news is significantly having a say in the market as such. Again, the tariffs could have, but again, that could just be market action as well. Because XRP with the Prince of Dubai having $100 million investment into it, price didn't move much, and the real estate in XRP as well, with 16 billion over the next kind of 8 years into 2033. Again, XRP is actually down, so news not moving that much at all. And then what else was there? So bullish here as well. So that was it. So Bitcoin ETFs attract 9 billion in 5 weeks, which great. But while then gold funds see a 2.8 billion outflows. So then our people get putting their gold then into Bitcoin, because again, with your gold, as a commodity, you have to hold it physically, whereas Bitcoin, you don't have to. It's all online. It's over a network. You don't have to physically hold it. You can hold it into like an electronic wallet, a wallet. So even if you're going from place to place, you've always got your Bitcoin on you. No one questions it. If you turn out of £100,000 worth of gold into an airport, they'll be like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Just having a laugh, really, because I just want to see what you guys would do." But then they would stop you. Whereas if you've got one Bitcoin, well, let's say in dollars, that would be $100,000. No one will question that, will they? But yes, so currently as well, guys, let's look at the kind of inflows and outflows of Bitcoin over the last kind of 24 hours and 7 days. So in the last 7 days, 24 hours, we're down 400 million of outflows. It's starting to get green over the last couple of within the last 8 hours. But over the last week, we've seen 2 billion of outflows, which again, a bit of a sell-off from that all-time high. And then, guys, if we look into our leverages, so again, guys, on the current, I mean, people go in long on the daily. You're looking at about just shy of 1 billion. A lot of people around the 106 range to be liquidated, which again we could probably touch. And then shorts, we're looking at just shy of 800 million. But again, so let's look on the weekly. On the weekly, you're looking at shorts, we're going nearly 2.8 billion, and that'd be going up to a price range. We could probably touch 111,000 again to wipe some of these out. And then on the longs, you're looking at just 2 billion. So more people are looking at the shorts over the last kind of 7 days. Liquidation wise, you could be looking at, if we're going to try and shop in with Bitcoin, you could be looking at about 106. I reckon about 106 106.3, maybe even 106 flat, to liquidate some of these. But again, some of these might have a stop loss as well, and they might get liquidated. And then on the 30-day, what we're saying here, guys. So on the monthly, 2.7 billion on there, and then you're looking at 6 billion of longs. So if we want to liquidate most of these longs, you're looking at 101 700, maybe 101 flat. Again, level of support is 100,000. I mean, that'd be coming to about here. That would liquidate most of it. That would liquidate 75% of the longs within this 6 billion kind of range. So if you can liquidate 75% of them, maybe if you go to 101,000, they might have their stop losses around, if it's more so, there's more than 100,000. There's 100 times leverages around here at the 100,000 mark. But again, they might have stop losses around here. So you never know, because obviously they could be they're probably quite in the green at the minute with that. But yes, I could see us liquidating probably around at least 60% of that, so maybe 75. So you're looking about $101,000 Bitcoin. But again, markets at the minute, guys, are looking very flat. Nothing significant going on at the minute. But guys, like I always say, with our money at the minute, our fiat currency, I tend to stay away from holding my UK pound and put it in a savings account or anything like that, because all you're doing there is you're getting 3.5%, and you're like, oh great, I'm getting 3.5% off my, I don't know, let's say I put away like £2,000 a year. 3.5% of that is about what, 60 quid? And yeah, I'm not really fussed about £60. It's not a significant amount, and what the bank gets from that, they make a lot of money off them you holding your money, of them holding your money. So if you're doing that, well, if you could hold in assets like gold, like Bitcoin, like altcoins, currently where the market is, I mean, guys, we have not seen an altcoin season yet at all. Like with the Bitcoin dominance chart, we're still at 63.5%. We haven't wicked down to even, like, again, we wicked down to here on the 14th, and that was a bit of a pump from the altcoins. But if we're looking, let's go to the daily here. If we're looking at really an altcoin starting to take off, altcoin season, we want to break that level around here. So let's put that there. And then, so we want to break that 54.5% level. Once we break that, we know from that altcoin pump back in November time, where we really seen things take off into December, if we start to break the 54.5% on the Bitcoin dominance, all of a sudden then altcoins are again, they'll start taking off. If it breaks it, that's when the altcoin season really takes off. We know we've got confirmation now where we break it on the daily candle, even on the weekly candle, altcoins are really going to start rallying then. But guys, that's me for today. Just take care of yourselves, take care of your crypto. Like I said, I've got some leverage trades here. Again, they're in the red. I don't mind that. I managed to make some money from my Chinese Andy, like I said, but I never put in my actual own capital of into leverage. I just put in what I can afford. And again, what have I got here open here? I just literally got Pepe 20x just for a laugh, because it's, I think I had about something like 10 or $12 spare, or $20 spare. So I thought I'd just do it. Was it a bit more than that? No, it was a bit more than that. Apologies. It was about $50. Couldn't remember what I put in, but I'm putting it around the 12.6 mark. But again, I'm not sure we'll get back down to there, because if Ethereum starts taking off, I ain't getting down there at all. But yeah, guys, with leverage, I just do it as if on some meme coin that's mad, that's going, you know, that's again, I put 50 quid into. I thought, let's try and make more for my money and go into leverage. Should have let things drop a bit, but again, you live and learn. And I'm currently still in the trades, so I'm happy with that. And with my XRP 10x leverage, I probably will put more into it if it starts to come, you know, to that 70% kind of to my stop loss, because I've still got some of my Chinese Andy there, and I'll just use that. But I never use my own capital. My own capital I just put into my spot, because with my spot I know for a fact that no matter what I do, up or down, gradually or eventually, it will go up, and once it goes up, then I'm making money. And it's the same thing, like I say, not keep my money in my bank. Obviously that what I don't need. Obviously I need for bills, I need for food, I need to do stuff with my girlfriend. I'm not going to just you know, put all, you know, my money into cryptocurrency, because again, due to the volatility, and if I need it for my rent, which is due, like for example, I don't know, on the 5th of the month, and I put it in a cryptocurrency when I get paid on the 23rd, thinking I've got a week here, and it drops, well then I've lost 20, let's say it drops 20%, I've lost 20% of what goes towards my rent. Whereas if I just put it in spot bags and I know I don't need that money, well yeah, it'll drop 20%, but it might go up 30%, but that might be past my rent date, but I'm still making money because it's my spot bag. Whereas if you're using rent money or anything like that, again, you are playing with fire, and it can get really tricky. I did it back in the day, just put my rent money in. And guys, I would highly advise not it, because one, I didn't sleep well at night, and two, just be aware. Again, I want to be fully transparent in what I've done and what I've learnt from, and just doing it, honestly, your mental health takes a bit of a toll. Again, I didn't put all my rent money, I put half in, but because I thought I can use my other crypto as collateral, and then in the end, I probably made about a tenner. Sometimes I lose about 40 quid, and I'm just like, what is the point? And if I went into leverage, I definitely would have lost it. So guys, I would highly advise, stick to your spot, stick to what you want to put in, or you can afford to put in, with stuff on the side where you can still go on trips out with your, you know, friends, family, your partner. Enjoy life still, but don't get too consumed with it. I mean, again guys, we could see a big pop off soon, and guys, I mean, Bitcoin, XRP, again, I like to compare them both, still at all-time lows, or near all-time lows of search terms on Google Trends. So you know what happened when Bitcoin hit its high here and XRP hit a high here? Trends are up, then obviously in the markets, that's when you take. Again, I'll take probably 20% when I start to see it spike a bit on the Google Trends, when I see it spike to about 70 or 80 on all my cryptocurrency, maybe 15%, because I feel like there's a bit more coming. And guys, I mean, looking at the where are we to ranking, so all apps, Coinbase up 318, and in finance apps is to 23. So to be fair, we're not there yet. Retail's not here. Bitcoin dominance is not it's not shooting below kind of that 54%, or even below. It's not below 60%. So Bitcoin still takes a lot of the market. So we've got a long way to go, guys, and its search terms are at an all-time low. So just be aware that it could be around the corner. It could be a month from now. No one knows. I look at charts. I look at supports and resistance and entry points, selling points, and that's what I look for. I can't determine whether the price is going to certain amounts. No one knows that. So just be aware when you see people online saying this and that. Obviously, people use the fib retracement kind of tool. I use that at times just to get a gist of what could happen. But again, sometimes that could be wrong. So you never know. All right. But again, it gives you a good incentive to where prices probably could go. Least bullish case scenario, mild bullish case scenario, and really bullish case scenarios. But that's me today, guys. Take care of yourselves, keep fit, keep active, and don't look at charts all day, and have a good one. Cheers now.